Welcome to the David S. Mack Physical Education Center on the campus of Hofstra University as the Hofstra wrestling team prepares to battle EIWA rival, the U.S. Naval Academy. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Will Wiggleman, alongside me, Samantha Walker. And Samantha, this Pride team coming off of a tough loss yesterday to the University of Buffalo, and here is the back half of this back-to-back with a chance to take down a conference rival.
Yes, the Pride did suffer a tough defeat with wins in only three weight classes, being 184, 197, and 285. And, Coach mentioned that the team's technique is there, but the team just needs to be a little bit grittier.
Well, let's start going down those matches from yesterday. Sam, you were there. We'll start with the 125 where Jacob Moon suffered a major decision defeat to Tristan Doherty.
Yeah, so in the beginning of that match, Jacob Moon kind of started off strong with a lot of intensity, as stated, but more towards like the second and third period, his opponent kind of just kept taking him down and then letting him up, and kind of don't really know what went wrong according to Coach, but that's basically what happened.
And we move to the 133 Ty Simmerman shutout tech fall. 15-0 was the final in that one against Derek Spann.
Yeah, Simmerman wasn't able to score any points, as you stated, and was tech-falled.
Then we go to 141. This one a little bit closer. Justin Hoyle, an overtime loss to Ben Freeman, 3-1.
Yeah, Justin Hoyle, as you stated, lost 3-1, but it was kind of tricky towards they ended up going into, an overtime period where Justin Hoyle ended up, getting reversed. And it was a match that, he kind of should have won, but it happens.
Then you move on to the 149 where the Buffalo Bulls picked up another tech fall, this time John Arceri taking down Michael Leandro 24-7.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough loss for the Pride. Leandro kind of came out strong, but his opponent kind of overpowered him and got a lot of takedowns, stuff like that.
At 157, things didn't let up too much for the Pride. Joe Mcginty, a close loss to Hunter Schutt, 5-4.
Once again, Joe Mcginty is another wrestler who always comes out with a lot of intensity, and he fought extremely hard to the last second, still trying to get a takedown with only a few seconds left, but his opponent came out on top.
And move to the 165, and this one a little bit surprising for the Hofstra Pride. Ricky Stam taking the loss to Noah Grover 3-1, also in overtime.
An extremely upsetting loss for Stam after the match. He was very upset with his performance, but they went into sudden victory, and he only lost by 1 point. Like as you stated, it was very surprising to see that he lost that match.
And we continue on. 174, Erickson Velasquez stepping in for the injured for the injured Ross McFarland, and he suffers a 14-5 major decision defeat at the hands of Jay Nivison.
As you stated, he's in for the previous starter, Ross McFarland, and Erickson, he came out with a lot of intensity. He was quick with his feet. Once again, he wasn't able to come out on top, but Coach stated afterwards that he's very proud of Erickson and that he fought really hard.
Continuing on to 184, Charles Small, the number 27 ranked wrestler in the country at that weight class, finally got the Pride on the board with a 3-2 decision over Pete Esiardi.
Yeah, it was a tie-breaking win for Small, and he was able to win due to riding time, but that was a really close, hard-fought match, and once again, he fought till the very end.
So that one went all the way down to the wire, and the only way Charles Small able to get that victory through riding time. But any way you can do it, but probably the best way to do it, Samantha, is by fall, and that's exactly what Trey Rogers did at 197.
Yes, the Pride wasn't able to achieve a takedown up until the 197-pound weight class, where Trey Rogers defeated Sam Mitchell with a win by fall at 6 minutes and 8 seconds into the third period. And yesterday's match makes him 4-0 in pins.
And finally, moving to the heavyweight division, Zachary Knighton Ward, the number 19th ranked wrestler at the heavyweight division in the country, major decision Toby Cahill 16-2.
Yeah, Zach Knight and Ward made that win look extremely effortless, with a lot of slams, and he almost got a pin, but couldn't quite get it, hence why he was able to win by major decision. But once again, very good win.
I'll take a look at the lineup a little bit later, but one thing I do want to touch on, a little bit of a different look today from yesterday. Ty Simmerman out for this one. Matt Templeton, the redshirt sophomore, coming in to make his season debut, and this is a guy that head coach Dennis Papadopoulos has been looking for to finally get on the mat this season. So that's going to be a big storyline. We'll see how Templeton is able to do in his first match of the year. But now let's take a look at Navy coming in 0-2 in dual meets this season, 0-1 in the EIWA. Took a big 24-9 loss at the 17th ranked team in the country in Lehigh yesterday on the road over in Pennsylvania. The Midshipmen boast 3 nationally ranked wrestlers in Josh Coderhant, ranked number 23 at 133 pounds, Andrew Cerniglia, number 20 at 157 pounds, and Jake Kozer, he's ranked number 26 at 197 pounds. And Kozer did get one of those 3 wins for Navy, but not a great showing for the Naval Academy yesterday. The other wins coming for Jonathan Miranda and Hunter Johns. We are expecting to see Miranda today as well as Coderhant. Not sure about Johns yet, as we don't have the full starting lineups for Navy quite yet, but we'll get those to you as soon as we find out. But 7 of those midshipmen wrestlers also ranked in the EIWA. Look at Jacob Allen, number 6 at the 125 pounds in the conference. Coderhant sitting at number 3 at 133. Tyler Hunt, number 7 at 141. Cerniglia's number 5 at 157 in the EIWA. David Key, number 5 at 184. Kozer is number 6 at 197. And Riley Smith, number 7th ranked wrestler in the heavyweight division for the EIWA. So Samantha, a lot of tough wrestlers for this Navy squad coming in.
Yeah, very much agreed. Navy's a team that, has a lot of momentum, kind of when, our guys seem to be a little more gassed in second and third period. Navy is one of those teams that, is just gaining momentum,
So Navy, a lot of good wrestlers coming in to the MAC as both teams starting to come out onto the mat. We are just about 6 minutes away from the start of this one as we check out the dual meet records for the Hofstra Stars, which we do have today's meet going to be starting at 174 pounds. And that's going to mean Erickson Velasquez, who sits 0-3 on the season. And again, he is in for the injured Ross McFarland. But what did you see from his performance yesterday that might give you some reason to think he might be able to see some success today?
Well, he was very quick with his feet. He was able to, keep going despite, a major decision loss. He was able to hold out, all 3 periods.
And moving on to 184, it's going to be Charles Small, 9-5 overall, 6-3 in dual meets so far this season, and he is one of the strengths of this Hofstra team when you think about the guys you look to get a win each and every dual meet.
Yeah, Small is one of those wrestlers that is kind of just expected to win. He was named most improved, and you can clearly see it.
Then moving on to 197, Trey Rogers going to get the start again, the junior from Minnesota. 9-4 and 6-3 in dual meets this season.
Trey Rogers is another wrestler who's usually projected to win. He's one of those wrestlers that, he's good at taking people down and then letting them back up. So he's able to get pins, he's able to get tech falls, and, hopefully we see one today.
And, of course, at the heavyweight division, Zachary Knight-Ward, the redshirt senior, really the anchor for this Hofstra wrestling team over the past few years. He comes in with a record of 10-4, 5-5 in dual meets.
Yeah, once again, at 285, that's one of those weight classes that's kind of projected to win for the Pride. And, Knight-Ward is one of those people that has a lot of endurance, a lot of stamina, and, as mentioned yesterday, his style is very much taking down and just, going for it.
I don't know the opponents yet for Velasquez, Small, and Knight-Ward. They have not been announced, but we do know the opponent at 197 for Trey Rogers. That's going to be Jacob Kozer. Very tough opponent. He is nationally ranked number 26 at the 197-pound weight class. Trey Rogers had some time where he was nationally ranked, but not anymore. He is, though, a highly ranked EIWA wrestler, sitting at number 5 at the 197-pound weight class. Then we get down to the smaller weight classes. 125 pounds, freshman Jacob Moon going to take the mat again. 1-8 so far this season. He'll go up against Dayton Delvicio.
I said it once, and I'll say it again. I don't think his record directly correlates to how he performs, because he's only losing by, decision wins, which is just by like 1 or 2 points, and he comes out with a lot of intensity. He's very quick.
And after that, we will take an intermission, something we haven't seen too often this season, but there will be a mid-match break after the 125-pound weight class, and then we'll get into 133, where, as we mentioned, Matt Templeton making his season debut, going up against nationally ranked Josh Coderhand.
Yeah, this is going to be the first time, Templeton is wrestling for the Pride, so we're kind of just excited to see what he's going to do today.
Move to 141, Justin Hoyle, 7-7 on the year against Tyler Hunt, 5-5 on the year. One of these wrestlers will leave with an above 500 record, the other with below 500 record.
Yeah, as stated previously, Hoyle's match yesterday went into sudden victory, and it was a very tough loss for him, but we're excited to see what he's going to bring to the table today.
Next we got Michael Leandrew, 149, coming in with a 5-11 record against Jonathan Miranda, 4-5. Miranda, as we mentioned, picked up a victory yesterday in Lehigh.
Yeah, once again, another tough loss, and Mike Leandrew already having that experience coming from American University.
Next up, 157, going to be freshman Joe Mcginty. He's got a lot of starts this year, 7-8 overall, 3-6 in dual meets. He'll go up against Andrew Cerniglia, another one of those nationally ranked wrestlers for the Midshipmen.
Joe Mcginty, one of the younger members of the team, coming out with such a good record at such a young age. He's also another wrestler that brings extreme intensity, and, as yesterday's match took place, like he was, fighting till the very, very end.
And then finally, we'll wrap up this dual meet at the 165-pound weight class, where redshirt senior Ricky Stam will look for a bounce-back victory over Val Park.
Ricky Stam, 6-year member of the team. He's not new to this, so we're kind of just hoping to get a win out of today, because yesterday's win was very tough for him.
So we do have starters now for last few weight classes here for Navy at 174 pounds. It's going at 174 pounds. It's going to be Hale Krebs coming in 9-6 on the year. At 184 pounds, we'll have David Key, 10-6 overall. And then at the heavyweight division, we'll see Grady Grease, 15-5 this season. And we will turn it over to the public address announcer as they announce starting lineups and the national anthem.
And your pride of Hofstra University. Let's make this order coordinated. freshman from Media, Pennsylvania, Dayton Delvisio. For Hofstra, freshman from Oregon, Ohio, Jacob Moon. At 133 for Navy, a freshman from Melville, Illinois, Josh Kozer. For your pride, a sophomore from Libertyville, Illinois, Matthew Templeton. At 141 for Navy, a sophomore from Calhoun, Georgia, Tyler Hunt. For your pride, a sophomore from Maple Valley, Washington, Justin Hoyle. At 149 for Navy, a senior from Poway, California, Jonathan Miranda. And for your pride, a sophomore from Oyster Bay, New York, Michael Lee Andrews. At 157 for Navy, a sophomore from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, Andrew Cerniglia. And for your pride, a freshman from Monroe, New York, Joe Mcginty. At 165 for Navy, a junior from Edmond, Oklahoma, Battle Park. For your pride, a senior from Levittown, New York, Ricky Stead. At 174 for Navy, a freshman from Montoursville, Pennsylvania, Cale Grant. For your pride, a freshman from Mineola, New York, Erickson Velasquez. At 184 for Navy, a sophomore from Norcross, Georgia, David Key. For your pride, a senior from Bradenton, Florida, Shaw Small. At 197 for Navy, a junior from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, Jacob Kozer. For your pride, a junior from Hastings, Minnesota, Trey Rogers. At 285 for Navy, a sophomore from Grand Island, Nebraska, Grady Rice. And for your pride, a senior from Rosedale, New York, Zachary Knighton-Ward. The Midshipmen are led by head coach Barry Colat. Your pride are led by assistant coaches Jamie Franco, Mauro Correnti, and in his 8th season as head coach, Dennis Papadopoulos. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and join us as we honor America and those who protected with the playing of our national anthem.
And now we are just about to get set to go. And Samantha, what are you looking for the Pride here to see if maybe they can pull out a victory here in this dual meet?
I would say I'm kind of just looking for them to just fight through all 3 periods, you know. There were a lot of losses yesterday, and like I said, only 3 wins in 3 weight classes. So just hoping for them to tough it out.
So, first match, 174 pounds. It's Erickson Velasquez, 0-3 overall, 0-3 in dual meets against Cale Krebs, 9-6 overall. He's making his dual meet debut for the Midshipmen as we are underway between Velasquez and Krebs. Krebs going down, trying to take a shot at Velasquez. They work their way back up, but now Krebs has that left leg, lifting up Velasquez, trying to put him back down, but Velasquez making it as tough as possible. Krebs trying to throw him down, gets him down, and gets around for 2 points. So Kale Krebs first on the board in this 174-pound matchup.
Erickson looking very hard to try to get out of the lock, but can't seem to do it just yet.
Krebs sprawling, trying to keep Velasquez from completing standing up. And referees blow the whistle. They're going to have a discussion. And they're going to go back to neutral here. So they're not going to give... So they're going to take away those 2 points for Krebs. So no takedown for Kale Krebs. And that means we are back to a 0-0 score in the first period. Lock up around that center H. Interesting call there, Samantha, to take back that takedown so long after it happened.
Yeah, I'm honestly not quite sure why that happened, but, you know, it's an advantage for the Pride.
It does work out in Velasquez's favor. Both wrestlers searching for their first dual meet victory of the season. And trying to get their teams off to a good start in this dual meet. Neither wrestler really taking any shots, still working the upper body. There's a shot by Krebs and another one. One at each leg, but unable to connect. And they lock right back up at the center. Final minute here in this first period. Krebs, also a freshman like Velasquez, so we have a couple of young guns trying to make names for themselves here in this one.
Still remaining in a neutral position, not much happening yet.
And now Krebs goes for the double leg on Velasquez, and he gets around. They award the 2 points, and I believe they will let this one stand, as Krebs seems to have real control on Velasquez, building up his riding time. Trying to pull Velasquez around, looking for a fall. Velasquez staying flat on his stomach to avoid that. Final 5 seconds here of period number 1. And we will head to period number 2 with a 2-0 score in favor of Navy's Kale Krebs. Krebs going to select bottom with 28 seconds of riding time in his favor. He'll likely look for a quick escape and to get another takedown on Velasquez. Able to stand right up. Velasquez trying to slam him back down, and he does. That brings some attention from the Hofstra bench. Krebs stands up again. Velasquez going to try and put him back down. Cannot. And Krebs gets the escape point. It's 3-0.
Velasquez still moving his feet, moving kind of quick.
They lock back up. Krebs going for the leg, gets both of them, and is given the 2 points as they wrestle down near the left side of the mat, right in front of the Navy bench. Krebs keeping his feet in bounds. He's a 5-0 lead now. Keeping his feet in bounds as he builds up that riding time. And now that right foot comes out of bounds, and we will head back to the center. Velasquez is going to start down. With 1:05 to go in period number 2 and a 5-0 lead for Kale Krebs of Navy.
It seems as if Krebs was trying to, get him on his back and pin him for a moment, but Velasquez was able to get on his stomach.
Velasquez got able to stand up, trying to escape. Arm comes around, seemed to hit Krebs right in that headgear, but seems to be okay. But there is an escape point for Erickson Velasquez, and he's on the board. It's 5-1.
Once again in that neutral position, a lot of hand fighting.
Krebs going for it, and 2 points being held up for Krebs. That makes it 7-1. Krebs holding down Velasquez. We're in the final 13 seconds of this second period. Krebs' riding time reaches a minute, which is the threshold for that bonus point. Krebs gets Velasquez right down. And that will do it for period number 2. Cale Krebs a dominant 7-1 lead over Erickson Velasquez.
Velasquez fighting real hard as he decides to choose bottom to hopefully get a quick escape point.
That riding time again already over a minute for Cale Krebs. As Velasquez going to start on bottom. Gets up, tries to go, and quickly they end up at the corner of the mat. And out of bounds. That took only 4 seconds to get all the way there.
And they're going to try again.
An interesting strategy there by Krebs. He didn't really wrap his arms around Velasquez that first time. Does it the second time. Velasquez trying to stand back up, but Krebs controlling that left leg and Velasquez's head. And now he gets around.
Seems Krebs is looking to pin Velasquez.
Krebs really controlling the entire left side of Velasquez's body.
Velasquez struggling to get out of that lock, but
and now the whistle blows. And go back to center here. With a minute 18 to go in period number 3 of this first match, the 174-pound match between Erickson Velasquez and Cale Krebs. Krebs now locking in his riding time. And now looking for the pin on Velasquez. Referee down, doesn't see it. Velasquez keeping that shoulder up. And now he's got him. So Cale Krebs, with a minute 1 left in this third period, gets the pin, and that is a quick 6 points for Navy to start it.
yeah, an unfortunate loss for Velasquez, but you know, he was able to hold out until the third period.
So Cale Krebs with his first win in a dual meet in his collegiate career. Big day for the freshman, and he does it via pin. So now we're going to move to the 184-pound matchup. Charles Small, number 27th ranked in the country at this weight class, going against David Key. Small coming in with a 9-5 record, 6-3 in dual meets, while Key 10-6 overall, 0-1 in dual meets this season. They lock up. Charles Small, I'm sure after his performance yesterday, despite getting the win, going to look for a takedown here, because that was something he was unable to do yesterday.
Yeah, Small being extremely strategic, kind of taking his time a little bit.
They lock back up near the center.
Small with some pretty quick foot movement.
Small the senior, Key the sophomore. As Key able to swing Small down, gets right back up, and now they break apart. Both kind of faking shots here. Trying to find an opening. As they continue to swing around. Key goes for the leg. He has Small's right leg, but now Charles Small trying to get around. Trying to prevent 2 points against. No points, says the referee.
Small fighting hard to not get the takedown.
Small gets up, but he's slammed back down to the mat by Key. And David Key on the board first in this one. It's 2-0. And he's got Small on his stomach. Key trying to control that left arm and that left leg of Charles Small. Small trying to build back up. We hit the final minute of period 1. Small able to get up. Key trying to put him right back down, and he does, but Small able to spin out and get the escape points. Now a 2-1 match.
A lot of intensity coming from both benches currently.
And you see associate head coach Jamie Franco. A lot of talk in the direction of Charles Small from that bench for Hofstra, and as they're locked right back up at that center H. Break apart, take a look, and Small looked like he faked a shot there.
And seconds.
Final 5 seconds on the clock. Small looking like he's trying to get a shot. Key gets one, but he's going to run out of time to get around. And that's going to do it for period 1, with David Key leading Charles Small 2-1.
And Small picking bottom to hopefully get another quick escape point.
Charles Small going to be able to tie the score with that escape point riding time not yet up to a minute for David Key. He has it at 31 seconds. So not yet a factor. Small trying to use his right leg to boost himself up as Key has control of the left side. Small trying to flip out of it. Can't do it. But now he's able to stand back up. Just trying to break the grip of Key. Key trying to drag him back down. Small able to break away. And we have a tie score now. It's 2-2. And that riding time at 57 seconds for David Key. So again, not enough for that bonus point quite yet.
Looking a little similar to yesterday's match, now being tied up once again and with the escape points.
Charles Small yesterday, 2 escape points plus a riding time bonus point, giving him a 3-2 win over Buffalo's Peter Asciardi.
1 minute.
Now 2-2 in the final minute of the second period with Navy's David Key. Both wrestlers taking a look at each other. Now locking up.
Still remaining neutral.
35 on the clock as they break apart. Small looking for a shot there, but Key had his hands in good position. They break apart once again. Neither wrestler really able to find a good opening to take a shot here.
10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds on the clock. Small trying for a last second takedown. And now Key trying to get Small on his back. And once again, for the second straight period, David Key runs out of time. And Charles Small saved by the buzzer. As Key almost able to get the pin there on Charles Small right at the end. But the buzzer sounds and we head into period 3, tied at 2. And Key gonna start on bottom.
Key looking for that quick escape point, but we'll see if Charles Small is able to hold him down.
Small trying to work down Key's riding time, but Key able to get out of it in the first 9 seconds. So he now has a 3-2 lead, and Small gonna need another couple of points here to get a victory.
Once again in that neutral position. Lots of fakes, a lot of fake takedowns, but we'll see if anyone is able to actually get a takedown.
Locked up over near the right side of the mat as Key went for a shot there, couldn't get it. Small kind of stood upright there for a second.
Yeah, seemed to be a bit of a confusion.
Small trying to push his way back towards the middle of the mat. Now he'll jog around. Final minute of this third period. Small down by 1, 3-2. He's going to need some points here. That riding time bonus not in play. And Small going to get a stall warning here. Head coach Dennis Papadopoulos coming to the edge of the mat. And Small trying to wrestle down Key at the edge of the mat here. And now they go out of bounds. They'll start back at neutral. 28 seconds on the clock. Charles Small needs to pick up a takedown here if he wants to win this match.
Similar to the first and second period, it seems like Small's kind of taking his time and, waiting till the very last second to shoot for a takedown.
He doesn't have too much time left, just 16 seconds on the clock. Small goes for the shot, can't get it, as Key sprawls. 10 seconds on the clock. Small delaying, trying to find a shot, can't do it. Final seconds. Looks for one more shot, can't get it. And David Key defeats Charles Small 3-2, and Navy takes a 9-0 lead in this dual meet. So a tough one for Charles Small. He's going to finish the weekend 1-1 with no takedowns this weekend. Now we get Trey Rogers and Jacob Kozer, two of the top wrestlers for their respective programs. Here at 197, Rogers 9-4, 6-3 in dual meets. Kozer 14-4 overall, 1-1 in dual meets. Kozer, number 26 in the nation at 197 pounds. He has that right leg now of Rogers. Rogers trying to spin out, and they give the 2 points to Kozer.
Both starting out strong with, a lot of speed, a lot of quickness.
Kozer, the junior from Dillsburg, Pennsylvania. Continuing to work on Rogers here.
Rogers looking to break free, but his opponent is holding on to his arm.
Kozer with complete control of that right arm. Trey Rogers. Rogers going to trying to use his left arm and his right leg, try and get himself back up. Kozer also has a hold of that left leg. Rogers also trying to see if maybe he can get that right arm free.
Kozer looking to flip Rogers over, but Rogers is fighting to stand back up.
Rogers almost able to get up there. Can't do it. Kind of got his upper body up, but can't get the lower body to follow. Minute 10 to go here in period 1. That riding time for Kozer all the way up to at a minute 30 now.
1 minute.
So we hit the final minute of period 1.
Kozer with complete control of Rogers' arm as he still continues to fight to get to his feet.
Watch your shoulder.
Calls to watch Trey Rogers' shoulders as Kozer tries to flip him over to go for the pin. With 33 seconds on the clock in period 1. Now Rogers, both arms pretty well free. Jamie Franco, the Hofstra associate head coach, yelling from the bench. Rogers able to stand back up, but couldn't completely free himself from Kozer's grip.
Falling right back down to his stomach.
10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds on the clock for period 1. And it looks like it's going to be a dominant period for Jacob Kozer. So 2-0 score right now for Kozer, but 2.5 minutes of riding time, which gives Kozer that bonus point and a minute and a half cushion. So unless Rogers can hold Kozer down here for basically for most of this second period, which he cannot, Kozer able to stand back up quickly. So now 3-0 Kozer. Make it essentially 4-0 because of that 2 minutes and 23 seconds of riding time. That is a lot for Trey Rogers to overcome of riding time.
Rogers looking to fake some takedowns and shaking up his opponent a little bit for a few seconds.
He's going to need a couple of takedowns as the whistle blows. Rogers going to need to have his hand looked at, it looks like, from the trainer.
Yeah, it looks like he nicked his hand. There's a little bit of blood. Nothing too major.
And Coach Dennis Papadatos can have a chat with him, as will assistant coach Mauro Correnti. In a 3-0 match here at 197 pounds. And Navy already up 9-0 in this dual meet. Pride really behind the 8 ball here, as this is the part of the lineup you expect to get points if you're Hofstra.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just a little surprised that, things are moving the way that they are.
So Rogers can get that hand wrapped up here. Get the blood cleaned up, a little bit of blood cleaned up off the mat before we get set, ready to go. And again, Jacob Kozer, one of the top wrestlers in the country at 197 pounds, ranked number 26. And within the EIWA, he is number 6 at 197 pounds, while Rogers sitting at number 5. So two guys who are tightly ranked in the EIWA, but Rogers not currently ranked in the national intermat poll. As that hand is getting completely wrapped up here by the trainer. And we'll see how that maybe affects the mobility of that hand, the flexibility of that hand, and just add that to the list of things that puts Rogers behind the 8 ball in this match.
Rogers looking for a quick takedown, but can't seem to quite get it just yet.
We're back underway here. Locked up at the center. Kozer and Rogers staring each other down. Now they'll lock up.
1 minute.
And really, unless Rogers can get a couple of takedowns and he'll probably need an escape point after that, just to even tie. As Kozer has that riding time very close to locked in.
30 seconds.
Rogers trying to pull down Kozer from the top. Can't do it, so he'll stand back up. Now Kozer going for that right leg. He has it. Rogers in a split, trying to keep Kozer from getting around on him. Kozer controlling that right leg. 10 seconds left in period 2. Now Kozer, again, Rogers in that, doing the splits. Now Kozer trying to get around. They're going to award 2 points. Head coach Dennis Papadatos trying to find that challenge brick, scrambling for it. And they do award the 2 points to Kozer, but the referee's going to take a look at it. You saw head coach Dennis Papadatos scrambling for that challenge brick as soon as that call was made. The period ended as well, as just after that takedown was made. Did you see that as a takedown?
I don't believe it was a takedown. I mean, Rogers was in a very neutral position for most of the time, so we're going to have to wait to see what the refs called. But again, Coach Papadatos is very upset.
So again, the referees discussing right now, and taking a look at the video, as it didn't look like Kozer really was able to get all the way around on Rogers. Kind of had, furthest he got was really to Rogers' left side, and then the period ended, and that's when the referee awarded the 2 points. So I'm not sure that this call is going to stand, but either way, Trey Rogers going into this third period behind the 8 ball with Kozer locked in that riding time.
Coach Papadato is extremely upset right now as they keep the 2 points.
Call stands, 5-0 Kozer. Make it 6-0 with that riding time bonus point that has been locked in. So really, if you're Trey Rogers, you're looking for a pin here if you're going to get the victory. But right now, you got Kozer hanging onto that right leg.
Kozer's had control of that right leg for almost all 3 periods so far.
Kozer trying to knock down Rogers, chop him down on the left leg. They get out of bounds. And Coach Papadatos animated on that sideline. Rogers trying to get both legs of Kozer. He's got them. But Kozer trying to take Rogers' legs. They both kind of have each other here. And the ref's going to call a stalemate here. And they will go back to neutral with 1:12 to go in period 3. And again, Trey Rogers down 5-0. That riding time bonus is going to make it a 6-0 match. And he's probably going to need a pin here if he's going to get any kind of victory. They break apart, and now Rogers looking for that left leg. He's got it. Trying to flip Kozer on his back. Rogers trying to flip around, get Kozer to his back. 38 seconds on the clock. Now Kozer able to get on top of Rogers. Rogers trying to flip him on his back. On the side, no. Kozer able to flip around. 23 seconds on the clock. Rogers trying to keep Kozer down. He's got that right leg, excuse me. 2 points for Rogers. And they're gonna call time here. Have a discussion with Trey Rogers. Will the referee. 10 seconds on the clock. Rogers gonna start on top. And he's got 10 seconds to pin Jacob Kozer, who's going to take the loss here. Kozer gets an escape. Rogers trying to go after him here. 5 seconds on the clock. And that's going to do it. Jacob Kozer defeats Trey Rogers 7-2 with that riding time bonus point. That will make it 8-2.
Upsetting loss for Rogers, but, he fought hard to the very last second.
So Navy now with a 12-0 lead over Hofstra as we move into the heavyweight division, where we have Zachary Knight and Ward, 19th ranked wrestler in the country at the heavyweight division, 10-4, 5-5 in dual meets against Grady Grice, 15-5 overall, making his dual meet debut this season as a sophomore from Grand Island, Nebraska. Zach trying to slam down Grice, gets it, and that's 2 points for Zachary Knight and Ward. The Pride have their first lead in any match so far today.
It's very much his style, as he likes to shoot and just go for it.
Zach trying to pull Grice around. He's looking for the pin here. Zachary Knight and Ward has that killer instinct on the mat.
We're hoping one of these higher weight classes can get a win just like yesterday, but 2 upsetting losses so far.
So the escape point goes to Grice as they lock back up at neutral with Knight and Ward faking a couple of shots in the middle, and now they'll lock back up. Minute 43 to go in period 1.
Both still remaining in a neutral position, not much happening yet. A lot of hand locking.
They spin around the middle of the mat here. And now they lock once again right back up. Grice and Knight and Ward battling with 1:05 on the clock. A little bit of action there as Knight and Ward went down to a knee, got back up.
Knight and Ward seems to be taking his time.
Knight and Ward trying to lock up the arms there of Grice. Grice going a little bit more for the head of Knight and Ward. They push back off, and now they lock up.
Still nothing yet, just a lot of movement around the mat.
Now Zach has that right leg of Grice, trying to put him down. He slams him to the mat. No points awarded yet. Here we go. 2 points for Zachary Knight and Ward. 4-1, 5 seconds left in period 1. Grice trying to stand back up. He will not. And at the end of 1, Zachary Knight and Ward, a 4-1 lead on Grady Grice.
Some really hard slams in the first period as Knight and Ward looks to pin his opponent, but we head into the second period as he takes bottom, hoping to get a quick escape point.
So Zach taking bottom. He had 45 seconds of riding time built up in that first period. Grice hanging on to that left leg. So Zach goes right back down to the mat. Now he stands back up. He's got both legs. Grice trying to throw him back down, and he does. Grady Grice trying to give Zachary Knight and Ward a taste of his own medicine here in period 2. So now Zach's going to have to work up from the bottom. Grice with control of the left side of Zach's body here. He kind of has both arms here. He's got both arms in Zach's left leg, trying to work on his right leg now. So now Grice in the positive side of the riding time category. Now he's trying to push over Zach, trying to get him on his back. Can't do it. He'll go back to working on those arms. We're at the final minute of period 2 as they struggle, and Zach's going to get a stall warning here. Knight and Ward trying to build back up. He's got himself on his knees at the edge of the mat. 30 seconds left now, and now that leg of Grice comes out, they'll call it out of bounds, and Zach will start down at the center with 27 seconds left in period 2. They start back up. Knight and Ward quickly stands up, trying to break the grip. Almost able to, just couldn't, before Grice put him back down. Grice now over a minute of riding time. So that would give him the bonus point if he's able to hold on there throughout this third period. As the final seconds tick off in period number 2, Zachary Knight and Ward holding a 4-1 lead over Grady Grice. With Grice holding that riding time bonus point. just at least for the moment. Grice is going to start on the bottom. So if Knight and Ward can hold him down for 13 seconds or more, Grice will lose that riding time bonus point. Zach puts him down to the mat and has his arms wrapped around that waist, trying to control that right leg. Zach has control of the right side of Grice's body. Trying to flip him around a little bit here. And now Zach still has that right side. Grice trying to stand back up. Zach puts him back down to his knees.
Coach Papadatos and World Correnti signaling to Knight and Ward to get his wrist, but gets the escape. Now they're back in neutral.
So the escape there for Grice. No riding time bonus for either wrestler now. Grice has 22 seconds of riding time.
Knight and Ward looking to shoot.
Knight and Ward with a 4-2 lead. They lock up again at center. Grice looking for that right leg, couldn't find it.
Knight and Ward faking the takedown again.
30 seconds.
As there will be no riding time bonus awarded in this match. And Zachary Knight and Ward sitting nice with a 4-2 lead. Just has to avoid getting taken down. And he'll pick up his 6th dual meet win of the season, 11th overall. Zach looking for those legs, can't find them as Grice holding him at arm's length. Final seconds tick off the clock. Grice trying to take down Knight and Ward at the buzzer, unable to do it. And Zachary Knight and Ward gets the first points of the day for Hofstra, and the Pride trail 12-3, but Knight and Ward picks up a 4-2 victory.
Hard fought and earned win.
So now that we're done with the heavyweight division, we'll go down to 125 pounds, and we'll see Jacob Moon, the freshman, 1-8 overall this season, 1-7 in dual meets. He'll take on Dayton Delvicio, another freshman who's 5-7 overall. He's making his dual meet debut here today. As Moon almost had him for a second, lost it.
Starting off with a lot of quick movement.
And you see a lot more quickness here at the smaller weight classes than you do at the bigger ones. It's definitely a big change when you go straight from the heavyweight to the 125-pound division.
Very much agreed.
Both wrestlers circling now. And now Moon's got that left leg, trying to get around to pick up the 2 points. He'll stand him back up, drop him down, and there's 2 points for Jacob Moon.
Jacob Moon looking to pin his opponent, trying to get him on his back.
Delvicio in a seated position. Moon clinging onto that right leg, trying to push him over.
Both benches getting extremely rowdy.
And they call a stalemate here. And we will start back at center. Jacob Moon picking up a big 2 points to start this one. And you know he's a guy who is very good defensively, as are a lot of the Hofstra freshmen. As Moon puts down Delvicio, but then Delvicio tried to get around, but Moon in some trouble here, and they're going to call it the trainer over. They are going to award 2 points, but Moon getting his, looks like his left leg looked at by the trainer. He's in a ton of pain there on the mat. as the referee awarded 2 points there to Delvicio, who was able to get around on Moon after he was able to slam him down. Now a tough scene here in the middle of the mat.
Moon laying there looking like he's in extreme discomfort, not really sure what the injury is, but once again, we don't really want to speculate.
They saw Moon pick up and slam down Delvicio, but then Delvicio able to get around. And it looked like the injury came from Moon when he picked up and slammed down Delvicio. That might have contributed to Delvicio being able to get around there.
Potentially. And
Moon
Jacob Moon
getting to his feet now, and he's going to walk off the mat, and it looks like that's going to be it for this match. So a really unfortunate end for Jacob Moon on a medical disqualification.
especially since he started out his match so strong. Almost able to pin his opponent, but, walking off in extreme discomfort.
He did have a really strong start, so that's really unfortunate for the freshman after the start that he did have. So Navy up 18-3 as we are halfway through these matches. We will take an intermission here from the David S. Mack Physical Education Center. Don't go anywhere, though. Wrestling will be back in just less than 5 minutes. You are watching Hofstra Wrestling presented by WRHU. Back here at the David S. Mack Physical Education Center, Will Wiggleman, Samantha Walker with you as the Hofstra wrestling team trailing the U.S. Naval Academy 18-3 at the halfway point of this dual meet. And we will see in this second half the 133, 141, 149, 157, and 165-pound weight classes.
Up next, we have 133 pounds. We have Matt Templeton.
Templeton making his season debut. He's a guy that Coach Papadopoulos talked a lot about throughout this season as one of the guys that he was hoping to have in the starting lineup all year long. And now he finally gets his first chance of the season.
Previously wrestling unattached and compiled a 0-3 record.
And he is yet to wrestle at all this season. He's a redshirt sophomore going up against Josh Koderhant, 14-5 overall, 1-1 in dual meets. And Koderhant, the number 23 ranked wrestler in the nation at 133 pounds, so a big challenge for Matt Templeton to start off his season. As we are getting into it, well, a lot of action early on. You know, Templeton's been waiting a long time for this. They working each other around. Shot there from Koderhant, doesn't land. Now they'll lock up in front of the Navy bench over on the left side of the mat. Now Templeton looking for a shot there, couldn't get it. Now Koderhant has that right arm locked up as they're at neutral. They continue to lock up each other's upper bodies here, and now they break apart. Koderhant looking for the legs. Templeton tried to get around, couldn't do it. And now they'll come back together near that southwest corner of the mat.
Still remaining in a neutral position.
Koderhant trying to pull down Templeton from the top. Koderhant trying to control the wrists as well. And now Koderhant has Templeton's left leg, trying to pull him around. Templeton doing the splits here. And now they're going to award 2 points to Josh Koderhant. And he's on the board first. He's got Matt Templeton in the splits right now, trying to flip him over on his back. Complete control of that left leg for Matt Templeton. Now Templeton getting close to on his back, still has that left shoulder up, trying to keep himself off the mat.
Koderhant trying real hard to pin Templeton, but Templeton fighting his best to remain on his stomach, or at least on his side.
Almost got him there, but Templeton gets himself back on his side. Now back to his stomach, on his knees. Koderhant trying to push him over, can't do it. 30 seconds on the clock in period 1. As referee taking a look, does he have the pin? Not yet. 20 seconds on the clock, and now the pin is confirmed. So Josh Koderhant defeats Matt Templeton by fall in the first period, and now Navy with a 24-3 lead over Hofstra. And a tough season debut there for the redshirt sophomore Matt Templeton. Now we'll move to 141-pound division, and we have sophomore Justin Hoyle for Hofstra, 7-7 on the season, 4-5 in dual meets, going up against Tyler Hunt. He's 5-5, 0-1 in dual meets.
Hoyle's another wrestler who likes to bring a lot of intensity to the mat, which is evident currently.
So a pair of sophomores locking up here. 2:35 to go in period 1. 30 seconds gone. Hoyle trying to take control of the upper body here as Hunt has a hold of Hoyle's right leg. Spin each other around. Have control of each other's legs here, so no points being awarded yet. Hoyle trying to get around, no points yet from the referee.
Both wrestlers still have control of each other, still remaining in a neutral position as Hoyle looks to try to flip him on his back.
Hoyle trying to flip Hunt on his back without getting flipped on his back himself. A tall task there. As they continue to have each other held up, they'll roll out of the mat, out of bounds, and return it back to center. With 1:36 left to go in period 1. No score yet in this match. And now they lock up just above the center at the top of that Hofstra H. They break apart. Now Hunt looking low. Gonna fake a couple shots. Now Hoyle goes low. Hunt on his knees, gets back to his feet. And they lock up at center. Hunt goes for a shot, can't get it. Now Hoyle looking for a shot. And Hoyle gets around. That's 2 points for Justin Hoyle. He's on the board first in this 141-pound match. Hoyle trying to drag Hunt back down to the mat. Try to control his upper body here. Hunt standing back up as they pull each other out of bounds here. Hoyle pretty much pulling Hunt there out of bounds. Hoyle adjusting that brace on his right knee with 36 seconds left in period 1. And now Hunt out of it, and that's an escape point for Tyler Hunt. So score now 2-1 in favor of Justin Hoyle.
Back to that neutral position, lots of quick movement, lots of hand fighting.
10 seconds.
Locked up in the center. As the final seconds tick off of period 1. And Justin Hoyle going to take a 2-1 lead into the second period of this 141-pound match.
Officer selects bottom.
And he'll go bottom for this one. 29 seconds of riding time built up in the first period. He'll try to get a quick escape point. But Hunt all over him from the jump. Hoyle standing up, Hunt just hanging off his back. Hunt trying to drag him back down. He has stall warning to Hunt. And now Hunt trying to hold down Hoyle at the edge of the mat while keeping his feet in bounds. Hoyle trying to pull him out. Can't do it. And now they go out of bounds. And they will return to center as Hunt 2 seconds on the riding time. So he gets himself into the positive, but no bonus point awarded as of yet. 58 seconds away from that as they restart. Hoyle trying to break free. Hunt trying to pull him down to the mat. Hoyle goes for the leg instead. And now they go right down to the mat. But Hoyle on top here has control of Hunt's legs. And now Hoyle in a precarious position. Both wrestlers there almost landed on their backs. And now Hoyle going to try and build back up as they had Hunt adding to his riding time that entire way. But both wrestlers, again, found themselves in a precarious position. They're very close to being on their backs.
Hoyle fighting real hard to get from underneath.
Hoyle curling up, trying to avoid getting put on his back. Now he's going to try and get to his knees, build back up. That riding time for Hunt extends over a minute, so he will get that riding time bonus should that hold up in the final period. Hoyle rolls off of his back to keep himself from getting pinned there, and now we will go back to center as they roll out of bounds near the bottom of the mat here. 11 seconds left in period number 2. Hoyle hanging on to a 2-1 advantage. Hoyle stands back up. Hunt trying to pull him right back down to the mat, and he does. 5 seconds on the clock. As Hoyle is just going to be content to lay there. And at the end of 2 periods, Justin Hoyle holding a 2-1 advantage. But Hunt with a minute and 30 seconds of riding time, which could come into effect here as Hunt has that riding time bonus point secured at the moment. But Hoyle going to try and take it away from him as he starts on top. Hoyle on Hunt's back, but Hunt able to escape. So now Tyler Hunt has tied things up at 2, and Hunt also has that riding time bonus point at the moment, so you can consider him losing right now. Now Justin Hoyle trying to keep himself off his back, and now he's going to try and pick up some points here. Trying to get around.
Hoyle grabbing his, looks like he's grabbing his wrist, trying to gain control of him.
Hofstra bench very animated, and they give 2 points to Justin Hoyle. Hoyle going to work down that riding time. Final minute of this 3rd period. And the escape point given to Hunt, but that riding time still over a minute for Tyler Hunt. So if this score stands, then we would head to overtime. But right now, Justin Hoyle looking to put Hunt on his back and keep us from getting to the end of the 3rd period. Hoyle trying to get around on Hunt. Almost got him down on his back, but Hunt on top of Hoyle's legs there. 21 seconds on the clock. Hoyle trying to get around. Hoyle on his back for a second, but not enough for the pin. Hoyle on that left shoulder, trying to avoid himself from getting pinned. 3, 2, 1, and that's the end of the 3rd period. And we are going to go into overtime once again for Justin Hoyle. Justin Hoyle, 2nd overtime match this weekend. A lot of wrestling for him. As this 2-minute sudden victory overtime period has begun. Justin Hoyle, couple of takedown, while Tyler Hunt picking up some escapes and that riding time bonus point, which was huge.
You know, as stated previously, Hoyle seems to look like he's running out of some gas while
Hunt trying to get around on Hoyle, and that's going to be it. Tyler Hunt gets around and completes the comeback victory. A 6-4 win for Tyler Hunt, regular decision. And Justin Hoyle going home defeated again in overtime for the 2nd time this weekend. And Navy 27-3 with the lead. And that's just about gonna do it for this dual meet. So these match is going to be for personal records, personal pride. It's Michael Leandrew, 1-8 in dual meets, 5-11 overall, going up against Jonathan Miranda. Picked up a victory yesterday in Lehigh. He's 1-1 in dual meets, 4-5 overall. And the referee is going to tell Leandrew to talk to the medical trainer.
It seems like he maybe got a little scratch on his nose. And they're cleaning some blood off the mat currently.
And it looked like, interestingly enough, that I don't think Miranda or Leandrew knew where the blood was because they both seemed confused when the referee stopped play.
And we're back.
Both wrestlers getting set to go back to the mat. We've only played 23 seconds. Now we continue on. The sophomore Leandrew trying to help his personal record here. And lock up in the northwest corner of the mat here. Both wrestlers trying to lock up each other's heads here. And once again, they're going to have Leandrew talk to the Hofstra trainer and have some blood cleaned up off the mat. It's the second time this has happened, and we're just a minute into this match.
Yeah, not really sure what's going on, but it doesn't seem to be anything major, so we're hoping we can kind of just get back into it.
We'll see what the Hofstra trainer decides to do here. Maybe find a way to cover up where that blood might be coming from. Tom's just looking for its second win of this dual meet. Zachary Knight and Ward, the only member of the Pride able to pick up a victory so far today.
We were expecting wins in, the higher weight classes, but unfortunately, they were defeated. And there was almost a win for Jacob Moon, but, he had to hop off for injury.
Jacob Moon, an injury, medical disqualification after what looked like a leg injury. And it was unfortunate for him as he looked pretty good at the start of that match, but he's not going to be able to pick up a victory today, and it's a tough one for a guy like Jacob Moon looking for some confidence as a freshman. Had a tough record so far this year, but he's not going to be able to get that victory, that second victory of the season. Leandrew still talking to the medical trainer. Again, 1 minute into this 149-pound match, and we have had 2 stoppages for Michael Leandrew to visit with the Hofstra trainer.
And it seems as if the blood is able to stop because he's being taped. So I think we could get back into the match pretty soon.
Again, both times, the wrestlers had no idea where the blood was. It seemed that only the referee was able to see it. That neither wrestler didn't really notice it. And now Leandrew going to return to the mat. He's got some tape on his nose now, and we'll get back to it. Miranda trying to take a shot. They spin around. And lock up near the Hofstra bench. Both working on each other's heads here. As they both continue to work on each other's heads, as Leandrew and Miranda Both looking for their second dual meet victories of the season. They move back to the center of the mat. We hit the final minute of period 1. Neither wrestler scoring a point so far. Locked up again. Now they seem to really be trying to feel each other out after a bit of a choppy start to the match.
30 seconds.
You really say that start was choppy with those two stoppages, and now Leandrew went for a shot, didn't get it, and Miranda tried to turn around on him and get around, couldn't do it, and they go out of bounds. So now they lock up, and now they gain control of that right leg is Miranda. Not enough for the point yet. 5 seconds to go. And time winds down, and that's going to do it for the first period of this one. No score yet.
And once again, hopping off the mat, looking to heal the cut that's on his nose, looking to tape it up.
So once again, Leandrew going to make his third trip to see the medical trainer in this match. Navy gets to choose, and they choose bottom in this scoreless match.
Hopefully they're able to stop the blood so Leandrew can continue to compete.
Leandrew still receiving attention from the trainer here. Just a tough to get into rhythm, Samantha, when you have this going on.
Yeah, like I said before, I hope they are able to stop the blood. Otherwise, he's going to have to not compete.
And Leandrew still discussing and receiving treatment. We are just about set for period 2, and again, no score yet in this one. Neither wrestler able to pick up any points, although Miranda came close at the end of that first period. (27-3) again in favor of Navy. If you're just joining us, the Hofstra Pride only picking up one victory so far in this dual meet, with 2 more matches to go after this one. This is the 149-pound match between Michael Leandrew and Jonathan Miranda. Coming up, we have 157-pound match between Joe Mcginty and Andrew Cerniglia, and 165-pound match between Ricky Stam and Val Park. Now Leandrew ready to start up again. He'll start on top, as Miranda chose bottom in this scoreless match. Leandrew trying to hold him down, and 11 seconds into this second period, Jonathan Miranda picks up the first point of the match. It's 11 seconds of riding time for Leandrew, and it's a 1-0 lead for Miranda. They're wrapped up down on the mat. Leandrew trying to control that left leg. Both wrestlers controlling each other's legs here. And they call a stalemate, and we will go back to center. Leandrew locking up here. And now Miranda gets that left leg of Leandrew. Leandrew trying to stay on his side. Flips over and loses those 2 points. As Miranda gets a takedown, it's 3-0, but he does avoid getting pinned. Leandrew now doing the splits, with Miranda keeping control of that left leg. And Miranda pushes him out of bounds in front of the Navy bench. He'll head back to center, with Miranda now building up his riding time.
Leandrew fighting hard to get from underneath, as his opponent has control over his wrist. And Leandrew back onto his stomach.
Now Leandrew trying to build back up. Gonna move down back to a sitting position. Now he's back down on his stomach, as Miranda controlling that left leg. Final 10 seconds of period number 2. With Leandrew still trying to build up. And he's not going to be able to do it. And we will head into period 3 with Jonathan Miranda holding a 3-0 lead over Michael Leandrew. And Leandrew going to select bottom here for period 3, with Miranda already 47 seconds of riding time and a 3-0 lead. But Leandrew gets a quick escape there, and that's the first point for him. That riding time stops at 53 seconds, so not enough for Miranda to get that riding time bonus. They grapple near the southwest corner of the mat. Now Miranda trying to grab at that right leg of Leandrew, but he sprawls. They get back up and move back towards the center of the mat. Leandrew down by 2, but a takedown could tie things back up, with no riding time bonus point in effect as of now.
1 minute.
And Leandrew won't be able to pick up a riding time bonus of his own. And they went out of bounds, so no points awarded there. And they give a stall warning, I believe, to Leandrew there. 50 seconds left on the clock. 3-1 right now in favor of Jonathan Miranda, but Leandrew can tie things back up with a takedown if he can get it. Miranda playing some defense. Move over in front of the Hofstra bench. "20 seconds left on the clock. Leandrew gonna have to make a move soon. Miranda looked like he took a shot there. Didn't get anything. 10 seconds left on the clock. Leandrew looking for an opportunity. Can't find one. Final seconds tick off the clock here. And that's going to do it, as Jonathan Miranda defeats Michael Leandrew 3-1 and takes the 149-pound matchup.
Tough loss for Leandrew.
Now we move into 157 pounds. And that's going to be freshman Joe Mcginty going for the Hofstra Pride. And against the sophomore Andrew Cerniglia, who is currently ranked number 20 in the nation at the 157-pound weight class. He's 16-4 overall, 1-1 in dual meets, while Mcginty comes in 7-8, 3-6 in dual meets. They grapple, and Cerniglia trying to get Mcginty on his back. Gets the 2 points. He's looking for more. Mcginty flipping back over onto his stomach. And Cerniglia is going to work on his legs. Now he'll decide to go back towards the upper body. The penultimate match in today's dual meet, which Navy leads 30-3. As the Midshipmen secure their first dual meet victory of the season. Hofstra's going to fall now to 2-9 overall in dual meets on the season.
Mcginty trying extremely hard to break free, but his opponent has control over his left arm.
Cerniglia not giving Mcginty much. Mcginty able to get to his knees, trying to stand back up while he's pulled back down by Cerniglia. Cerniglia's got to be careful not to put himself on his back. But they are going to give 4 back points to Andrew Cerniglia, make it a 6-0 lead for the Navy Midshipmen.
Cerniglia with total control over Mcginty as Mcginty tries to get to his knees.
1 minute.
Heading towards the outside of the circle.
Over there in front of the Navy bench, with Cerniglia really giving Mcginty absolutely nothing to work with. Mcginty gets himself up on his arms. Cerniglia trying to chop down that right arm. He's up over 2 minutes of riding time already. We're still in the first period.
Mcginty back on his stomach.
30 seconds.
Not too much Mcginty can do here as they give a stall warning to him. 15 seconds on the clock in period 1. Cerniglia's riding time balloons over 2.5 minutes. As the final seconds tick off in period 1, a dominant one for Andrew Cerniglia. He takes a 6-0 lead into period 2. And he's going to select bottom. He has 1 minute and 41 seconds of cushion on that riding time until he loses that riding time bonus point. And really, Mcginty would have to hold him down for more than a period, for almost that entire period, but unable to do that. So another escape point there for Cerniglia. That's going to make it 7-0. He's got 7 points in 3 different ways so far, with a takedown, back point, and that escape. As Mcginty went for a shot there, he's got that right leg. Cerniglia trying to sprawl, but Mcginty not releasing his grip. Mcginty trying to get around, and now Cerniglia trying to flip him on his back. And they give 2 more points to Cerniglia. Make it a 9-0 lead. And they award 4 more points to Cerniglia. It is a 13-0 lead for Andrew Cerniglia, and he is 2 points away from a tech fall, unless Joe Mcginty is able to get some of these points back. But Cerniglia instead trying to go for the pin here. And they give 4 more points to Andrew Cerniglia. It is a tech fall, 17-0. The final, a tough one for Joe Mcginty against a nationally ranked wrestler in Andrew Cerniglia.
An unfortunate loss for him as he walks off the mat looking extremely disappointed.
So to close out this one, we have Ricky Stam, the redshirt senior at 165 pounds, 8-6 on the year, 4-3 in dual meets, going up against Val Park, 17-8, and 1-1 in dual meets. Navy 35-3 lead now overall in the duel. Zachary Knight and Ward still the only member of the Pride with a victory today. Ricky Stam looking to change that after he had a disappointing loss yesterday.
He did. He went into sudden victory where he lost by 1 point. Or 2 points, I should say. 3-1.
They lock up closer to the top of the mat than the bottom. Now they work their way towards the Hofstra bench and they break apart and come back towards the middle. Stan, the redshirt senior, Park, the junior from Edmond, Oklahoma. They still locked up here. Now they break back apart. Neither wrestler really able to gain too much here. No shots taken yet for either wrestler. They break apart again. A lot of feeling each other out. Now Stan's going to take the first shot, and he has Park's leg. Ricky Stam with some good control of Val Park's his left leg. And they blow it dead. And we will return to center to neutral, but good shot there from Ricky Stam. So now they'll start back up. They move back towards the middle.
Still neutral. No one really looking to make any shots just yet.
Ricky Stam had that one good shot. They ended up blowing it dead and restarting. So we hit the final minute of period number 1. Stam trying to grab for that leg, can't do it. Now he gets it. There's Ricky Stam grabbing that right leg of Val Park. Stam holding on to that leg, but Park trying to put Stam on his back. No points awarded. And now Park's trying to drop Stam on his back. Stam trying to get around now. No points awarded. Now Stam has control of Park's left leg. 13 seconds on the clock. Final 10 of this first period. Stam trying to get around, get some points. Now Park trying to get around on Stam. Stam sprawling, trying to avoid it, and the clock will end. And there's a challenge brick thrown by Navy, so they're going to take a look. Navy seems to think there was a 2-point takedown there for Val Park. They think he got around, and they will take a look at this.
It's kind of hard to tell because both wrestlers kind of just kept flipping over and over, trying not to pin themselves.
I think Park got around final 5 or 6 seconds or so. Maybe that final 2 seconds looked like he got on Stam for a second. And that challenge brick came in. So referee's going to take a look at this one. But if the no call stands, it's going to be a scoreless first period between Stam and Park.
Hopefully Stam is able to achieve a win for the Pride today, so Knight and Ward isn't the only one with a win for the Pride.
Referee is still looking at it. I'm not sure if Navy has too much of a case here. If we look at it again,
both wrestlers pacing back and forth, kind of just waiting for the verdict.
it looked like there might be a chance. The referees were almost ready to give points to both wrestlers at points in those final few seconds, as they were going back and forth. So it is entirely possible that Navy wins this challenge.
What do you think the verdict is, Will?
Yeah, I think Navy does have a shot here. I think Park got very close. It could be one of those borderline takedowns, and I think it's entirely possible that Navy does get this challenge and get the 2 points. We'll see, as the referee's still looking at this one. So as I say that, it is a very close challenge.
It is. I'm not too sure as to whether or not Navy will receive those points, because as I said previously, both wrestlers were kind of just rolling around, kind of trying to pin each other, but also not pin themselves. Both wrestlers still pacing back and forth as the refs come back onto the mat and do award the 2 points.
So Associate Head Coach Jamie Franco for Hofstra is trying to find out why. The referee explains, and now we'll begin period 2, although the clock was not set. So we'll try it again, as Ricky Stam gets start on the bottom. Stam trying to build himself back up. Park, formerly nationally ranked, not anymore. Gonna trying to get his way back onto those intermat national rankings. Holding down Stam. And he's got behind Stam here, trying to put Stam on his back.
Has complete control of that wrist as he's locked up. Stam fighting to get from underneath.
Stam trying to stand back up, but he's stuck on his side. Trying to pull himself up here, can't do it. As we've hit a minute of riding time for Val Park, and under a minute to go in period number 2. Stam trying to swing his legs to get them free. Now Park trying to pull Stam onto his back. And now Ricky Stam gets on his knees. Standing up now, Park clinging onto Stam's back. And he's pulling him back down. And now Stam gets Park near on his back. It was close. They give 2 points to Ricky Stam. Stam looking for the pin here. Park trying everything he can to hold out the final 5 seconds. 2, 1, and they call 4 points for Ricky Stam. The Hofstra crowd wants a pin, but they are going to get 4 points for Ricky Stam. And now Stam holding a 6-2 lead. Did you think he was pinned there?
For a moment I did. I honestly thought that Stam would have gotten the pin. I'm surprised we're going into a 3rd period.
It looked very, very close. Park was doing everything he could to keep himself off of his back. It looked like Stam had gotten him. As they give the 1-point escape to Park.
Stam is looking for a win today.
Stam trying to get around for the 2 points. All 3 Hofstra coaches up, and they give the 2 points to Ricky Stam. All 3 Hofstra coaches were up yelling for the 2 points, They give them to Ricky Stam, so it's an 8-3 match now.
Stam looking to flip him over and pin him once again.
And a big response for Ricky Stam after a disappointing outing yesterday. Still plenty of time to go, though. Minute 11 on the clock. Stam has taken down Park's riding time under a minute. As Stam holds him down, Stam won't be able to get riding time bonus himself, but he can keep Park from getting it. Either way, though, still a 5-point lead right now for Ricky Stam with under a minute to go in period 3.
Stam isn't giving up and is still trying to get him on his back.
Stam trying to control the upper body here, working on the right side of Val Park. Final 30 seconds on the clock here. As they work down to the bottom of the mat, Park comes around and touches the hardwood. So they're going to whistle it back to center. 17 seconds on the clock.
Stam was able to reduce that riding time to 9 seconds.
So the riding time bonus will not be in effect for this match. Stam trying to pull Park onto his back in the final 10 seconds of this third period of the final match of the day here in this Hofstra versus Navy dual meet. Final seconds tick off. Park gets an escape point in the final seconds. And Ricky Stam gets an 8-4 victory to close this one out for Hofstra. But the final score in the dual meet is going to go in Navy's favor, 35-6, the final.
It was a very tough loss for the Pride today, with only 2 wins in 2 weight classes, 285 and 165.
The Pride do drop this one. It's a big loss for the Pride, and big in the sense that they were crushed in a lot of these matches. I mean, you had the unfortunate injury at 125 when Jacob Moon hurt his leg, but you had the fall to open it up, Cale Krebs pinning Erickson Velasquez, and then you had Charles Small losing a close one to David Key, Trey Rogers taking a 6-point loss to Jacob Kozer, but then Matt Templeton also getting pinned in his season debut for the Pride. Justin Hoyle losing a tight overtime bout to Tyler Hunt, and then Michael Leandro, another close one, 3-1 to Jonathan Miranda. Joe Mcginty getting tech-falled by Andrew Cerniglia, but Pride did again get those 2 victories. Zachary Knight and Ward beating Grady Grice 4-2, and then Ricky Stam just now 8-4 victory over John Park. Your final thoughts?
We were hoping to see wins out of, the higher weight classes, so it was unfortunate to see losses at 184 and 197 and so on and so forth. However, the Pride fought extremely hard, and all we can do is hope they do better next time.
So the Pride fall to 2-9 overall, 1-3 in EIWA conference matchups. Next up, January 22nd, they'll be right here not in the David S. Mack Physical Education Center. They'll be back over at the David S. Mack Sports and Exhibition Complex for a matchup against another EIWA rival in Binghamton.
And hopefully the Pride will be able to take away a win to be able to, boost their wins. Because right now they're kind of on a loss streak.
7-meet losing streak right now for the Pride. Just another one in a long line of tough dual meets for the Hofstra Pride this season. But that's going to do it for us from the David S. Mack Physical Education Center. For Samantha Walker, I'm Will Wiggleman. Thank you for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your evening.